Today we are discussing from this shloka spoken by Lord Brahma. The context is that Lord Shiva became very angry with Daksha for insulting Mother Sati and becoming the cause of her death. So Shiva had sent Virabhadra to destroy the sacrificial arena of Daksha. And after Virabhadra, an expansion of Lord Shiva, destroyed the sacrificial arena of Daksha, uh, Lord Brahma and all the devatas came to Lord Shiva to console him, to pacify him, to beg forgiveness for all their offenses. So Brahma was leading all of them. Brahma was not present in this whole scene, but on behalf of all the priests and brahmanas and devatas who supported Daksha and was directly or indirectly offensive towards Lord Shiva, Brahma came there to Kailasha. And Brahma started speaking to Lord Shiva in a very respectful tone. And even Lord Shiva also received Lord Brahma in a very respectful manner. And you see Brahma's concern here. Lord Brahma is uh, such a responsible devotee. He thought that, okay, Daksha is a Prajapati, is the prominent Prajapati. Prajapati means a progenitor of mankind. Through this Prajapatis, this universe is populated with different kinds of living entities. So Daksha is in a very, very responsible position. But somehow Daksha became very arrogant and proud and offended Lord Shiva. But nevertheless, he is doing some important service. Especially, he started a sacrifice, which is supposed to be a worship of Lord Vishnu. And because of the conflict between Shiva and Daksha, and primarily because of Daksha's arrogance only, that sacrifice stopped in between. And Brahma's concern is let the sacrifice continue. For that, we need to pacify Lord Shiva. So Brahma responsibly went and pacified Lord Shiva. Not that Brahma was supporting his son Daksha. Brahma's intention is not to endorse the mistakes or offenses committed by Daksha. But Brahma is just negotiating with Lord Shiva just so that the sacrifice can continue. And also, Lord Shiva is very, very forgiving. He's very tolerant. Earlier, when Daksha was very critical towards Lord Shiva, he even criticized him and cursed him in public. Still, Lord Shiva is so tolerant that he did not speak a single word. But this time Shiva became very angry and even sent his expansion Virabhadra to destroy Daksha and his sacrifice because his wife has been offended. A Vaishnava tolerates all personal insults, but a Vaishnava doesn't tolerate any insult or any problem that has happened to another Vaishnava. So Shiva had to respond in such a violent way, mainly because Mother Sati was affected. He was in separation from Sati Devi also. After all, as a loving husband, he cares for his wife. If someone insults his wife, he has to take an action. Mhm. So that is understood by Lord Brahma, no doubt. But still, Brahma is coming and trying to pacify Lord Shiva and speak a few words um, to invoke Lord Shiva's mercy upon Daksha and other people, other priests and pujaris and devatas and others. The reason is that Brahma is concerned about the universal welfare. A sacrifice started by a prominent Prajapati, which involved so many devatas and brahmanas and sages, should not abruptly stop like this. So, and also Shiva also should not be seen like an angry man who even doesn't hesitate to disrupt the sacrifice just because his wife was affected. Shiva's tolerance should be brought out. Shiva's forgiveness should be brought out. So, Lord Brahma is requesting Lord Shiva that please show some mercy on Daksha. Please revive his life. You have the power to revive his life. And you also have the power to revive all the people who are affected in various ways because of Virabhadra. Please show some mercy. Actually, they're all inexperienced children, and you are like a mature father. Sometimes, even if children do some mischief or become very naughty, the parents must be very tolerant and forgiving, and they should excuse their childish behavior. And Brahma is trying to invoke the compassionate spirit of Lord Shiva in this way. And Shiva finally agreed. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, these three are the guna-avataras, as Prabhupada highlights in the purport that we read today. Shiva is an incarnation in charge of mode of ignorance, tamogun. Shiva is not in tamogun. Shiva takes care of people who are in tamogun. Similarly, Brahma is the in charge of people who are in rajogun, passion. And Vishnu is in charge of uh, this mode of goodness, sattvagun. Not that Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva are affected by sattvarjas tamogunas. They are beyond. Of course, Brahma is a jiva. Shiva is not a jiva. Shiva's position is beyond Brahma, even greater than Brahma also. And Vishnu is definitely beyond Maya. Vishnu is definitely above Brahma. So these three deities, expansions of the Supreme Lord, Gunavataras, Sattvarjas, Tamo Gunavataras, they orchestrate various affairs in this material creation. So this material creation is meant to house conditioned souls who have a sense of insubordination towards the Lord, who desire to control the material nature and live a life independent of the Supreme Lord. So, just to cater to the needs of such individuals, this material world is created, and the material world runs through the agency of the three material modes, Sattvagun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. And the Lord's expansions, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, become in charges of these three modes and orchestrate the creation. Right? That's what Prabhupada is highlighting in today's purport also. Now let's see what we can learn within the little time that we have today. Let's see what we can learn from this whole episode. Brahma is trying to pacify Lord Shiva, and as a responsible leader, he definitely admonished the mistakes and offenses committed by all the priests and the supporters of Daksha. At the same time, he is trying to induce uh, Lord Shiva to show some forgiveness towards all these personalities, right? So definitely, Brahma is not endorsing the mistakes or offenses done by these people, the priests and Daksha supporters. But at the same time, he wants to invoke the mercy of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is known as Asutosh. He becomes very easily pleased with someone. He's very forgiving, he's very tolerant. Even if he becomes angry, that anger doesn't stay for a longer time. Especially, he's very compassionate. He extends himself for the welfare of common people. When in the Samudra Manthan, when this halahal poison came out of the churning of the milk ocean and it was spreading everywhere, it is Lord Shiva who came and took all this halahal poison in his cupped hands and drank the whole thing to protect the entire universe. That's the compassion of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was extremely compassionate. तप्यन्ते लोकतापेन साधवः प्रायशो जनाः परमाराधनं तद्धि पुरुषस्याखिलात्मनः tapyante lokatapena, to destroy the sufferings of common people. Sadhavaha prayasho janaha, great sadhus and compassionate people like Lord Shiva, uh, they extend themselves. They voluntarily accept some inconveniences or troubles upon themselves to protect common people from the troubles they are experiencing. This is the compassionate spirit of Lord Shiva and people who are on the category of Lord Shiva in exhibiting the spirit of compassion. So it is only because of the compassionate spirit of the Lord and his beloved associates that we survive in this world. So uh, Acharyas compassionately uh, wander in this world to enlighten common people in Krishna consciousness. Janasya krishnad vimukhasya daivat adharmashilasya sudukhitasya anugrahaye hacharanti nunam bhutani bhavyani janardanasya. Janasya krishnad vimukhasya. Common people in this world are krishnad vimukha. They have turned their faces away from Krishna. Because of that, they have become adharmashilasya. They become extremely adharmic. Sudukhitasya. If somebody takes to adharma, naturally dukkha means distresses appear in their life. And to destroy their distresses, destroy their adharmic propensities, great souls travel this world and enlighten people on the path of spiritual life and inspire people to practice bhakti yoga. This is the duty of great souls. And for that, they can even voluntarily accept some inconveniences also. That's what we have seen in the life of Srila Prabhupada. Now, Lord Shiva not only drank poison in the Samudramanthan episode, now he had to forgive those offenders who caused the death of his wife. Can you just imagine the extent of forgiveness that Lord Shiva had to exhibit in this world? Somebody must have spoken something which hurt us, and it becomes very difficult for us to forgive such a person sometimes. We may choose to maintain distance from them. Or we may choose to break the relationship permanently with them just because they said something or they did something which we didn't like. But Lord Shiva here, he had to forgive those people who caused the death of his beloved wife Sati Devi. Can you just imagine the extent of forgiveness that Lord Shiva had to demonstrate? But he did it. He effortlessly did it. Brahma came and requested Lord Shiva, oh, Brahma is personally coming. He is honoring the words of Brahma. Sometimes when we are very angry, when we are very emotionally affected, it becomes very, very difficult to forgive or even accept a suggestion, even from a superior. Some superior person, some senior person is coming and advising, hey, please don't do this, please, please. Forgive them, excuse them. So, no, how can they do like this? Can't you see their offensive attitude? You see, Durvasa Muni became so angry on Ambarish Maharaj. He wanted to kill Ambarish Maharaj by creating a fiery demon. What mistake did Ambarish Maharaj do? Small mistake. Little, now it's not even a mistake also. It's considered a mistake by Durvasa Muni, but Ambarish Maharaj did not do any mistake. Ambarish Maharaj just took a drop of water just to break his Ekadashi fast. Today is Dwadashi. You have to break Ekadashi fast now. Right? Of course, we may not do Nirjala on every Ekadashi like Ambarish Maharaj did. Of course, some devotees do Nirjala Ekadashi on every Ekadashi also. Anyways, like Ambarish Maharaj just took little water to break his Ekadashi fast and honor his Ekadashi Vrata. That's all he did. But Durvasa Muni became so furious. He became so offended. He felt that I have been insulted now. I have been invited as a guest without feeding me. He ate something. He did not eat anything. He just drank little water. And drinking water is considered eating also and not eating also. But Durvasa Muni became so offended. And he went to even Vaikuntha and he started negotiating with Lord Shiva. Lord Vishnu, he said, oh Vishnu, you tell me, which is more important? Honoring Ekadashi Vrata or honoring a Brahmana guest? Ambarish Maharaj gave priority to this Ekadashi Vrata and he wanted to break his fast before feeding me. You are Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmani Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. You are supporter of all the Brahmanas, and if somebody has offended a Brahmana, how can you tolerate it? So this Ambarish Maharaj, a Kshatriya, he offended me, a Brahmana. Lord Vishnu said that you don't know Shastra. Durvasa Muni, you don't know Shastra. If you don't know Shastra, go to Ambarish Maharaj and learn. According to the Shastras, according to the scriptures, drinking water is considered fasting and fast breaking also for someone who is doing nirjal. So whatever Ambarish Maharaj did is appropriate, and in fact, I am the one who is sitting in his heart and inspiring him to drink water, so that he honors the Brahmana guest also and he honors the Ekadashi Vrata also. He did whatever he did because of my inspiration. You are coming me for justice. Actually, you are an offender. My devotee is not an offender. Mhm. And he is totally detached. When you created a fiery demon to kill him, Ambarish Maharaj was so detached that he was ready to be killed by this fiery demon. But you, when I released my Sudarshan Chakra, you started going all over the universe to protect your life. What kind of sannyasi are you? What kind of yogi are you? What kind of brahmana are you? You have no detachment. You have no forgiveness. You're so angry. You're so intolerant. Are these the qualities of brahmanas? Yes, I support brahmanas who are qualified as brahmanas, who demonstrate brahmanical qualities. But I support Vaishnavas more, who have all these qualities. So then Durvasmuni understood his mistake, and he went and fell at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj. Now, why I mentioned this story is that Durvasamuni got so offended. He was unable to forgive Ambarish Maharaj. Even if Ambarish Maharaj is drinking water before feeding Durvasamuni is considered a grave mistake also. Still, as a Brahmana, Durvasamuni is supposed to forgive him, but Durvasamuni did not have the bandwidth to forgive him. And here is Lord Shiva, who is supposed to forgive such great offenders who caused the death of his wife, beloved wife, Sati Devi. Lord Shiva loved Sati Devi so much. When Sati Devi was proposing that, let me go to my father's home, let me go and attend that sacrifice, please. We can go to my father's home even without an invitation also. She spoke so many things, and like a elder pacifies or consoles and counsels a little child. Lord Shiva was trying to explain to Mother Sati, please, Sati, please don't go to your father's home, Daksha's home. Although he may have love for you, now that you have become my wife, and because he hates me, he will be indifferent towards you also. You won't be able to tolerate the neglect of your own father. When some outside people neglect us, we may not get affected so much. But when our own beloved people, when those people whom we love so much, when they neglect us, when they criticize us, when they become indifferent towards us, when they offer cold welcome to us, we'll get very much affected. So, oh, Sati, please don't go. Like that, Shiva was expressing so much of his love and affection for Sati Devi. And when Sati Devi still, because of her intense emotions and sentiments, because she chose to go alone to her father's home, Lord Shiva immediately indicated to Nandi, Nandi, Sati is going alone. Please go with her. Please take our associates also. Then all these people came and took Mother Sati in a procession to Daksha's home. That's how Lord Shiva cares for Sati Devi. But these people caused the death of Sati Devi, especially Daksha. Because of his indifference, Sati Devi had to give up her life. And now Brahma is telling Shiva, please forgive these people. If we are in Lord Shiva's position, will we forgive them? Will we revive them? If you have the power to revive them, he said, even though I have the power to revive them, I will never uh, forgive them. I will never reinstate them uh, in their previous positions because of the heinous offensive activity they have committed. And my wife is gone now. When will I get? Will I ever get her association? Uh, and how am I supposed to forgive them? So generally, when we are affected so much, when we lost our beloved ones, how can we even think of forgiving those people who caused that loss? But Shiva had to forgive. And Shiva effortlessly forgave Daksha and all his supporters. And he went personally to the sacrificial arena of Daksha and revived the life of Daksha by placing a goat head on his body. And he brought him back to life with his power. This is the forgiveness of Lord Shiva. This is the compassion of Lord Shiva. The Vaishnava doesn't consider how much harm has happened to him or her. The Vaishnava is unconditionally compassionate towards everyone. Even if a devotee on the level of Lord Shiva sometimes becomes angry and even punishes people or kills people, that he does only in the mood of a father correcting his children. That's all. There is no grudge. There is no envy. There is no hatred. There is no negativity in Shiva's heart. He had to do whatever he did only to rectify their mentality and definitely not um, to take a revenge on them. Right? So, Lord Shiva ultimately forgave Daksha and he revived his life. And Brahma understood the big heart of Lord Shiva and he went and requested Lord Shiva. Of course, he admonished and he chastised all these devatas who offended Lord Shiva, but still he requested Lord Shiva, please, please forgive them. If only we can uh, imbibe this spirit of forgiveness and compassion from Lord Shiva, and also the spirit of responsibility, and try to mediate between two parties to bring them closer, to bring them together, like Brahma did. We can have very good, wonderful Vaishnava relationships. Generally, when uh, two devotees have conflict. One devotee does a mistake, another devotee is affected by that mistake. And there's some conflict, there's some strife between them, right? Now you happen to mediate or intervene in the situation. We should not just go by who is right and who is wrong. Okay, he's right, reward him. He's wrong, punish him. That's like a very simple, straightforward, black and white solution. But as a mediator, as a Vaishnava mediator, we should somehow try to bring the both parties together once again. Okay, he did a mistake. Rejecting him or punishing him is one option. We may have to do that. But transforming him is more important. Is there any possibility of rectifying the mistake he has done? Is there any possibility of transforming them? Is there any possibility of again reviving their relationship and bringing them closer to each other so that they can continue with them, continue their loving friendships? We should attempt that. If it's not possible, that's a different thing. But as much as humanly possible, we need to try to bring these two parties together. And that's what Lord Brahma tried to do. Similarly, in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the future chapters, there was a conflict between Prithu Maharaj and Indra. Then Brahma intervened there also. It's a long story. I will not be able to narrate that story at this moment. But please understand that Prithu Maharaj and Indra, they had a conflict, and Brahma intervened into this conflict, and his decision or intervention is not like, okay, Prithu Maharaj is right and Indra is wrong. Let's dethrone Indra, let's reject Indra, let's kill Indra, let's throw him away, and let's support Prithu Maharaj. Brahma's intervention was not like that. Brahma intervened in such a way that Indra became transformed. And Indra went and fell at the feet of Prithu Maharaj and begged for forgiveness. Right? So we need to always try to find ways and means to bring Vaishnavas together, not separate them. At least make an attempt. If they are not willing, that's a different thing. The inevitable has to happen. But we need to make an attempt to bring people closer. That's what Brahma is doing. Brahma intervened in this whole situation in such a way that Shiva's compassion is invoked and Shiva goes and forgives these people, and Daksha is revived and the sacrifice continued. And when Daksha was revived and the sacrifice continued, Lord Vishnu appeared there on the back of Garuda, and Vishnu told, Daksha, you may be worshipping me, but you are not supposed to offend Lord Shiva. Those who worship me but offend great personalities like Lord Shiva, how can they please me? Don't think that I'll be pleased with you by offending Lord Shiva. Therefore, you may be worshipper of Vishnu or Krishna or Lord Ramachandra, but that's not a license for us to minimize uh, other divine forms like Lord Shiva or even Brahma or even any other devatas. We should not ridicule anybody. We should not disrespect anybody. Right? You may have your worshipable deity, favorite deity, and you understand the hierarchy of all these divine personalities. Right? Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate. He says, Name viduhu suraganaha prabhavam na maharshayah aham adir hi devanam maharshinam cha sarvasah. I am the source of all the devatas and maharshis. So, yes, we understand. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But at the same time, we need not offend any other personalities, right? So Daksha definitely worshipped Lord Vishnu, but he was very, very disrespectful towards Lord Shiva. And Vishnu is not happy with it. Mhm. How can Lord Vishnu be happy with anyone who worships Lord Shiva, who offends Lord Shiva? Mhm. So we can continue our good worship of the Lord, but we should also respect Lord Shiva, respect Lord Brahma, respect every single living being. What to speak of these divine personalities, we should respect every single living being. Right? If we have disrespectful attitude towards other living entities, how can we expect Krishna to be merciful upon us? So these are a few thoughts on this shloka. It's supposed to be a half an hour Bhagavatam class. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.